Trey Campbell. Welcome back to the Eric Psychedelic Breakfast Podcast.
How you doing? Happy breakfast at 7 p.m.
Yes, happy breakfast. People aren't supposed to know. It could be 7 a.m., you know,
That's true.
somewhere in the
Yeah, I
fourth.
shouldn't break the fourth wall like that.
Talking about breaking fourth walls, what did you have for breakfast today?
Um, I made some ramen. I
No
had some ramen
way.
noodles. Yeah, I had
That's
some beef
crazy.
ramen. And then I went to 7-Eleven and I got those boneless wings on a stick. I always eat
What?
those because they remind me of middle school.
Wow. I didn't
But
even know they had those.
yeah, it's not great, but I like them because they remind me of middle school. I used to have chicken wings just like those. And so
On a
sometimes,
stick?
yeah, well, not on a stick, but the texture
Oh,
of the chicken wings were similar to the
wow.
ones I had in middle school.
And were they
So
good?
sometimes I get those. No, not particularly in middle
I
school
see.
either, but
I see. Kind of like
I
a
mean,
deja vu thing or something.
yeah, it's like a nostalgia. I
Yeah.
have to get them. Yeah,
Dude, I had ramen for lunch. I just had ramen like right before now.
yeah, it's really ramen is always reliable. You could just pop it in the bowl and I used to have it for breakfast all the time as a kid.
But what time
Um,
would you have breakfast at?
uh, Probably like noon.
Yeah. That's an accurate time to have ramen noodles at.
Yeah, for breakfast. Yeah, noon. I used to sleep a lot. I still sleep a lot now, but back then I used to like never wake up. I'd
Okay.
go to sleep at like 5 a.m. I'd be playing Grand Theft Auto, Vice City Stories, and I wouldn't go to sleep till like 5 a.m. And
Hmm.
I just I wouldn't wake up till like 5 p.m. and then I'd wake up and eat some ramen and then play some more Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories on my PS2. It was a good time. I miss being a child.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, I think most people were happy back then. Like at that time, I think that was a good time.
Yeah, like what 07, 08, just
Yeah.
on my PS2, just loading up either Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories or Madden '07 and
Hmm.
just eating my bag of Doritos and not going outside and playing uh, just playing video games. Those were the days.
Are you excited for GTA 6?
Yeah, I wish it was out now, but I guess they have more developing they got to do. I look forward to seeing how that works, what the map's gonna look like. I heard it's all of like Florida, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Probably why it's not gonna be out till next year.
Yeah. That should be interesting, man. I'm curious, were you a Call of Duty guy, uh like zombies guy type of guy?
Briefly,
Okay.
excuse me, briefly, like back in 2010, I played Call of Duty Black Ops on my
Okay.
PS3
Fuck
all the
yeah.
time with my cousin Austin. And then I got Modern Warfare 3, and I played that a little, but
Hmm.
I didn't play it as much as I played Call of Duty Black Ops.
Yeah.
Um, I loved playing Black Ops. I would stay up all night.
Hmm.
Um, I would stay up till 5 a.m. playing Black Ops back then.
Yeah.
And then I would kind of play Black Ops till nobody was in the lobbies anymore. Then I would go to sleep and
Waiting
I
for
would
a
wake up
game.
at about yeah, I would wake up at about 5 p.m. the next day, and I'd make some ramen and
I
I'd just go
see.
play Call of Duty Black Ops. Yeah.
I see. Wow.
That was about 2010. That was about my freshman year in high school. I played a lot of Black Ops. with my cousin Austin and Zach. I really enjoyed Nuketown.
Mm,
Nuketown was the best map, I think.
yeah. Yeah. I wonder if it was a real place. I think they made it a real place.
Yeah, I think it was in Alamo, New Mexico, I believe, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
Wow.
But yeah, no, it's a fun game. It's a lot of
Yeah.
that was really the beginning of the first person shooters, the
Right.
era of first person shooters were
That's
all those
right.
Call of Duty games. Yeah, really
Yeah,
kind of
man.
brought it to the forefront.
Yeah. Well, I guess we should do a little introduction. This is Trey. The last time we spoke, Trey Campbell. Man, last time we spoke was on my podcast. I did the very first episode back when the podcast had a different name. And dude, thank you for being back once again, second time.
Yeah, of course. Happy to do it. Just hanging out here in my home in Austin with my
Yeah.
girlfriend. Just glad to do it. It's been a long time. What, like 3 years, 2 years? I think 2 years.
No way, dude. Like
And
1 year and
you
a few
think so?
months. Okay, maybe a year and a
That's
half.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I feel like
I started
it
it
was
on
20
October.
of
It was
2023.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I remember going and seeing Black Midi. That's where we that's where we
Wait, no,
be I guess
2022, I think.
yeah, I think it was 2022. Because I still have that
Right.
breathalyzer on my car.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 2022. Because
Right. October
it's fun.
2022. So it just last
Yeah,
October it turned 1 year and we are like almost half a year in.
yeah,
Like
that's
a year and a
cool. I'm
half.
glad you've kept up with it.
Yeah, man. I changed the name to Eric's Psychedelic Breakfast from Alan's Psychedelic Breakfast, kind of doing a little homage.
Nice.
I love that
Yeah,
album.
what's it called again? Allen's
Well, the song is called
psychedelic breakfast.
it's called Alan's Psychedelic Breakfast, but it's in the album Autumn Heart Mother.
Yeah, you guys like all these bands that I didn't know about. I remember
Dude,
you showed me all those bands.
it was a band called Pink Floyd.
Oh, I've never heard of Pink Floyd. Have you? Have you, babe? She hasn't heard of. No, sorry, Pink Floyd. Was that on Animals?
Uh, no, the album was called Autumn Heart Mother.
Oh,
Right,
okay.
by Pink
Yeah,
Floyd.
I've never heard of Pink Floyd. I don't. I've never.
Yeah, he's a
I'm not
cool guy.
familiar with them. Yeah, I heard it. Is Pink Floyd that girl who sang that one song of like, so what? I'm still a rock star.
Dude, I can't believe you're being serious right now. No.
No, I know. I just didn't
God
know that
damn it.
album.
You
Yeah,
got
I
me.
was
Look, I got it right
I'm
here.
kind of a oh yeah, I remember your vinyl collection. Okay, was this before or after the final cut?
Uh, I don't know, actually.
Because the
Probably
final cut's
before, if
pretty
I had to
good.
get.
Yeah, yeah, I think it is.
They're
What
not. Go ahead, go ahead.
um yeah, no, I was saying anything important. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just gonna say that they're not very proud of that album. Like they like talk down on it. That's why it's probably not that popular. But I love,
Yeah,
yeah, I love it.
that's cool. I like uh I like the album Metal, and I like
Echoes. Yeah.
yeah, my favorite Pink Floyd album though is Wish You Were Here.
Oh,
I
that's an
think that's
EP.
the best one. An EP.
Yeah, that's an EP.
It's an. Are you sure? I feel like
Yeah.
it's an album.
No, dude, it
Huh.
only has like I think like 5 songs and they're all like bangers. It's
Well,
like
they're
Have a
all really
Cigar,
long. Yeah.
Welcome to the
All
Machine.
all the songs are really long on
And they're
Wish You Were
so
Here.
good, dude, and they're so good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my favorite one. you have Wish You Were Here, you have Welcome to the Machine,
Have a
um,
cigar.
Have a
Which
Cigar,
other one?
um, you got you've got all kinds of there's Shine On You Bright
Oh
Crazy
my
Diamond,
God,
that one,
Shine. Dude, I love that
but
song.
that's like
That's
a
three
30-minute
songs.
song. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was my favorite album
Yeah. And that album
or
cover is crazy too.
yeah, or EP, whatever you want to call it.
Pretty sure it's an
But
EP.
yeah, it was that one's my favorite. It's hard to have many skips when you have like three songs in one, you know. So I think that but no, Pink Floyd, um, probably the best psychedelic band. Um, you can't really go wrong with that run they had in the '70s with metal and then obscured by clouds and the
Mm,
dark side of the moon and
yeah.
wish you were here and then the wall.
The
Even the
Wall.
wall, as popular as the wall is, I still think it's a 10 out of 10 album.
I agree.
You know, I think that that
It has a
that
movie.
it does, and a lot it got universally panned by the critics. But I haven't seen the movie, but I think that
It's
if I
good.
gave it a chance, yeah, I think the Who did a movie too
Oh.
at that
Who?
time
I'm sorry.
called Tommy Boy. That's
Uh,
funny, but no, the Pink Floyd. I just feel like that was Nick Gilmour's best guitar work was on the wall. But that
Unbelievable
was
stuff.
really, yeah, it was
Great
great,
mixing.
great album. Yeah,
One band that I thought about when you said greatest psychedelic band, bro, I thought about King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
yeah, yeah. They're definitely one of the best new psychedelic bands out there right
Right.
now.
So
I
good.
mean, they've made about 417 albums in the past
Right.
couple of years, and it's
Yeah.
hard for me to keep up. But now my favorite King Gizzard album is probably the uh the the one with muddy water on it. The one that's like I could
Gumboot
prefer the
Soup.
muddy water. Yeah, that one. That
Dude,
one's my
that's a
favorite.
great album. That's crazy. Wow.
That one and the flying microtonal banana.
Yeah.
That one's good. But
Interesting.
yeah, there's a lot of other psychedelic bands that I like the 13th Floor Elevators
Oh
or
shit. Got them on
the
vinyl too.
Strawberry Alarm Clock.
Hey.
Yeah, they're one of the they're
They're
probably
crazy.
one of the best. Also, Silver Apples is really good. Band called Silver
Okay.
Apples.
Wow. So
But
much information.
yeah, I know it's hard to take it. It's hard for to take it all in. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah, man, it's a lot of
Yeah.
good psychedelic music out there.
Yeah, man. Inspired this podcast and new art, the guests have been kind of crazy. I got Zach Leary, some other people, but
Is that Leary, the guy who invented LSD?
no, that's Hoffman. Leary was the
Oh,
guy who like pushed the movement of
oh
like,
yeah.
yeah,
Tune in, trip out.
and drop,
Is
yeah,
that his
drop out.
son?
Yeah, that was his son, right?
That's cool. How'd you get that?
I uh I kind of just DM'd him on Instagram, man. He's really
That's
cool
dope.
guy, honestly.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've never done acid.
oh, well,
But
it's
how'd that
interesting.
go?
The podcast went great, dude. Yeah, it went really well. I mean, yeah, I'm very slowly like getting cool guests like that. But yeah, thank you. I wanted to ask you how your podcast has been because you moved to Austin, man. You got this whole new thing going, bro. So I kind of wanted to ask how's your podcast been going? So I noticed that you were posting like every day and then you kind of like stopped. like a few months ago or something, maybe a month ago.
Yeah, I've been kind of on a hiatus, but I'm hoping to get back to it this week
Nice.
now that I have a place to record.
Nice, dude.
Hopefully
Very
in
nice.
the coming 2 or 3 days there'll be something out. But yeah, this move
Nice.
to Austin has been it's been a whirlwind. It wasn't
Yeah.
but a month ago that I was still in Houston and still, figuring it out. But here I am in my studio apartment with my
You.
girlfriend and my dog, and
You.
it's all happened so quickly. And
Yeah.
now that I've set my roots down at this place for the time being, I could get back to recording, which I hope to do because there's been a lot of stuff going on in the world of sports.
Yeah. It's crazy to see this because our first podcast was you were in your brother's closet.
Yeah, yeah, I
So
remember.
this is a huge step up, man.
Yeah, it was quick. Like, I was in my little brother's closet at the time. My hair was much shorter. I was in the closet
Yeah,
at the time,
that's right.
but now I'm not, and I'm feeling pretty good about it,
You're not, yeah,
feeling
man.
pretty good.
Okay, I have to cut to the chase and talk about the thing before I forget, bro. You're Kill Tony, man. Killed, man.
Right.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
God. Your sketch with William. Uh, how did that happen? That was hilarious, man. And I feel like we've talked about this, and there was like a similar sketch before. But this, you told me before that you guys kind of talked about this, and then you made it happen,
Right.
man. How was that?
So it's a long story.
Yeah,
It's dragged out over about 3 or 4 months, but
that's a long story.
I kind of, yeah, it's not too long, but the period of getting up there was long. But
Yeah.
there was a festival with all these comics. You had, you know, Luis Gomez, all these guys, all the Legion of Skank people. I think Mark Norman was there. It was in Houston called Skank Fest. And
Mm,
I think that Shane Gillis was there, all the big comics.
wow. Was
And
Tony there?
Shane was just, yes, he was. And Shane was
Nice.
just coming off his cancellation. That has nothing to do with anything. But um, but it was still cool that he was there. Ari
Yeah.
Shafir,
That
Tony
was
Hinchcliffe was,
I think that's when Shane was like the funniest, bro, when he first like was coming out of cancellation.
yeah, yeah. I think he's at the peak right now.
I Oh,
He's
you think
living
he's
here in this, yeah.
interesting? I would
But no,
agree.
yeah, I think he's at the he definitely can say he was funniest when he was after his cancellation, but
Mm,
now he's at the peak of his popularity. And
yeah.
but at that time, Skankfest happened, and I had some money, so I bought a ticket. Um, and I went, and I was just kind of walking around, and somebody started talking to me. I don't remember who about what, but they were like, "You look a lot like William Montgomery. It would be hilarious." Okay, it'd be hilarious if you went up and did like a sketch with William, and he was like, "Yeah, I guess that'd be cool." And we were just talking about it, and then Tony was walking around, and he just kind of went up to Tony. He said, "You got to have this guy on," and it was me. And Tony was like, "Oh my God, what a great idea! I love it." And then so they were supposed to go up that
Good
night
impression.
on that. Yeah, that's kind of how he sounds. He's got a weird voice, but I was supposed to go up that night on Skankfest, and Tony forgot.
Oh,
So
that's what
I went up
happened.
to yeah, I went up to Tony and I was like, "Hey man, what the fuck?" And
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Next time, come to Austin. I'll have you on. I'd love to have you on. Come to
Damn.
Austin." I was like, sure. And he's like, hit me up on Instagram. I'd love to have you. So then I was like, okay. So, I kind of, just I guess we're just I don't know. It's nothing really happens. I don't ever hear from the guy again. But I go to the race in 2021 in Austin, and I see William Montgomery is doing a show. My favorite comic ever, William Montgomery, and I go,
Love that
and
man.
Tony just got, yeah, he's the best. Tony just got canceled like that week because of what he said about Asian
Oh,
people.
yeah.
He had just got canceled. So he shows up out of the blue, walks onto the stage, it does like 10 minutes, and then I'm going to the bathroom, and he's like, he sees me, he's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Are you gonna be here tomorrow? I'll get you on." And
No way.
he just still starts. He's like, "I'll get you on tomorrow. Are you gonna be here tomorrow?" And I'm like, "Okay, sure," because I didn't think he remembered, but he remembered. So then that happened, and then I wasn't there Monday. So I'm at work like a week later, and I get a DM on Twitter, and I look and it says Tony Hinchcliffe. I'm like, what's he DMing me for? He's like, hey, are you in town? I'm like, no, I'm at work. So then, but then I like say, oh my God, it's so nice to meet you and all this. And then he doesn't respond. So I was like, fuck this. I'm going to Austin next Monday. I'm taking the day off and I'm going. So I took the day off that next Monday and I hit him up on Twitter. I added him and I was like, hey, I'm coming over there. Put me on. And so he messages me again and he says, all right, pretend you're William's brother. So I go
Wow.
up and me and my friend Crystal go and I go and we're drinking at the Vulcan Gas Company. And then at the last part of the show, I go up and we do that whole bit, and it turned out pretty good. So after that, that's kind of when I knew I wanted to do comedy again,
Exactly.
and I just kind of started doing it from then on out, I guess.
Would you could that but okay. Uh wow. So that's why you moved to Austin kinda to pursue comedy.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, yeah, yeah, that's exactly I think why I came here is to try and do comedy, and plus my girlfriend's here.
Yeah.
So me and her are living together. But oh yeah, and yeah, for sure. I came here to try and get on shows and you know get my name out there, and that's what I'm trying to do. And going to open mics, just getting better every day. You never know you'll see here in the city. I mean, there's everybody's here. I mean, Gillis is here. I think all of Gillis's people are here. Obviously, Joe Rogan's here. That's massive.
Duncan Trussell's there.
But yeah, he is. He is here. All these people are here, and I just figured it's not that far from me. It's only what 2 hours from my
Two,
house in
yeah.
Houston. Yeah, I'll find me a nice uh studio apartment and just kind of live there for a little bit. And I found a job which is great at a radio station. So
No way.
I'm it's yeah, I'm working I'm working on ESPN 1027 ESPN.
Whoa.
Right now I'm just uploading shows to the internet, but I've been working for a news radio station as well, just
Nice.
running the boards on that and trying to get another job at a comedy club and just working hard. Me and my girlfriend are hanging out, making a home for ourselves and taking care of our dogs and our cats, and
Oh,
it's nice. It's wholesome.
yeah.
I like it.
And do you have any family over there besides your dogs and your
Yeah,
people?
I got a little bit. My uncle or my cousin's live in Canyon Lake, but that's a little far. But my friend Cody Cruz, he lives over here, so that's cool. And I have my girlfriend, so it's not just me, but I have a little bit of family. Excuse me, I have a little bit of family over here.
You're good, man. That's awesome. What do you like to do for fun besides comedy over there in Austin and besides your job, man?
That's I like taking my dog for walks.
Yeah.
Um, I like walking down these hills. I also really like um going to stock car races, and I don't know, I just like being
That's
amongst
cool.
the people in the city. I kind of just like watching the city as it goes by,
Have you
you know.
gotten have you gotten tickets for any concerts or anything up there in Austin that you're excited for or something?
That's the That's funny enough. Um, Not yet. I want to. I want to go see Letitia Sadia
Mm.
this weekend. She was in the band Stereo Lab.
No
Um,
way.
yeah, she's gonna be here solo next weekend or this
Oh
weekend,
my
but I don't know. I
gosh.
might not have the money for it. Maybe I
Yeah.
will.
That's that's awesome,
I
dude.
yeah, I wanna go there. But me and my girlfriend are going to see No Effect, a punk band called No Effect
Oh,
next
cool.
week. Yeah,
Damn,
but
man.
we're going to Fort Worth to see them.
Oh,
She's
that's
really
where I'm at.
excited. That's her favorite band. Oh, really? You live in? Oh, yeah. That's where you go to college, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, UTD.
Yeah. Yeah. My cousin Alec went there. Um,
Uh,
it's a good school. I heard Denton's kind of a happening place now.
yeah.
A lot of stuff's going on.
Yeah, it's like trying to catch up to Austin, similar
Yeah,
vibes, but I don't know,
I
it's not the
feel that.
same. Yeah,
No,
it's
Austin is
Yeah, no, go ahead, go ahead.
Austin's kind of in a world of its own. But what were you saying? I'm sorry.
I was probably just gonna say that yeah, that's literally what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that Austin is Austin, like wow, Denton is like, it's kind of feels like it's Dallas, Well,
Yeah,
Austin is
Dallas.
like
Yeah, Austin will always be like a world of its own. And while it's not that far from my home in Houston, it feels like it's a million miles away, just in everything. And you go to that city, you go downtown, or you go around like all these art districts, and sometimes it feels a little corporate, but there's still a lot of places in Austin that are different. And but it is a college town, and it is kind of corporate now. But there are some places that I like to see that are just kind of like untouched. If you go to a lot of these, I guess lakes, a lot of the parks are really cool, and you kind of just can go to the park and hang out. I like to go to Marble Falls, which is about an hour away from Austin, but just the lake and all the rock around Central Texas are what make it so beautiful to me.
I
Even
agree.
though the city has a lot of cool stuff, I like the areas outside, like Marble Falls or Fredericksburg. Good places to be.
Yeah, man. I agree, man. And that's why I also want to go to Austin, bro. Honestly. Once I graduate
Everybody's here
college,
now.
yeah.
Yeah,
And so good for like when you have an art like podcast or radio show or like a comedy or I also want to start comedy, man. It's hard, man. Comedy's fucking
yeah.
hard.
I I feel like if you get a good 5 minutes, you can do comedy pretty easily. If you just
Mm.
gotta jump into the you just gotta get 5 minutes. But I don't know. I had a really horrible set yesterday, so I don't know.
Did you
I
record it?
maybe no. I
That's
made
good.
sure not to record it.
Okay, but okay. Maybe it was great and
But
you just in your head you thought it was bad.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I wasn't in a very good headspace, but I'm in a better headspace now
Yeah.
to to do better today when me and my girlfriend go to the show. We're gonna have to bark to people, but it's so crazy in the city. People have noticed me from Kill Tony, and I'm not used to it yet.
Has anyone ever like thought you were William?
Yeah, I've had that happen a couple of times, but now that those other two appearances really kind of helped me
Oh yeah, we haven't
grow.
even talked about
Yeah,
those. Dude, what the
yeah,
what? How do you get pulled? Is the show rigged, bro?
I don't think so. I really genuinely don't think it is. I mean, I've heard that a lot,
That's
and there are
crazy.
elements to it that make me believe sometimes that it is. But
Like you,
I mean, yeah, I think that to an extent, though, I just got lucky. Like
2 times.
the third time I got on was, I think William wasn't there. So I feel like in a sense that might have played into it, but I don't think it did because there's like 200 names in a bucket and they got to draw through them. So they must have if they strategically placed the names in the bucket, then like I guess maybe, but I don't know how they could do it. So
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of it's random, but some of it's not, you know. But I don't know. Regardless, I think it's built on being random, and I think there are
That's true.
random parts of the show.
Yeah.
I just think that some of it has a little bit of influence, but I don't think it takes away from the show overall.
I agree, man. I mean, it's just so crazy to think that like people sign up for like months and they still don't get pulled. Like William signed up for what was it? Was it years? Maybe months.
Yeah, I think he signed up for like a every Monday for a year,
Yeah.
and he finally got
And he
on.
finally got on. And how many times did you just did it your first time, right? Or
Yeah, the
no?
first time I was they and Tony invited me, but the second time it took about 4 or 5
Oh,
times
okay.
before I got pulled.
Okay. That makes sense.
The second time was cool because like I got really I've been drunk on two of the three of the appearances,
Were the
but
both
the
of
second
them
time,
hat pulls? Name pulls?
the first one was an invite, but the second one was, and the third one was also um a bucket pool. But the second one was the most fun that I'd ever had on the show.
Why is that?
I was just really I was like kind of drunk and it was like a good
Mm,
night. It
wow.
was like I didn't even have to drive up there. I like I had a fun night because I rode up there with my friends and I did good on the mothership open mic and it was just a
That's
fun
true.
night altogether. And the third time was cool, but yeah, the third time I won't ever remember the third time getting on for Kill Tony. I'll always remember that night because that was the night I met my girlfriend.
Oh, no
So that's
way.
why, yeah, that's why that night is special more than actually getting on the show because that night was the first night we met. And that's what I think is the most special about that appearance. But
Was she at Kill Tony?
yeah, she was. She was also in line as well. And
Oh, like
yeah,
to
so
do open mic or what?
yeah, she was in
Oh,
line for the same thing. Yeah, we were both trying had the same goal. One of us got on though.
man,
It was me.
that's what I love about the new concept of putting the comedians in a bar. Like,
Yeah,
oh, that's such a magical place to be. Like, if you don't have money to go to Kill Tony, or not even if you don't have money, if you didn't stay up the whole night and have the website open, waiting for them to release tickets
right.
and actually buy tickets, you can go to one of the clubs and see all of these actual comedians and have a great conversation. Well, maybe all of
Yeah,
them
for
aren't
sure.
great, but
No, a lot of them
they're all comedians,
are kind of
maybe.
bad people.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are. You will get to talk to a comic. That is for sure. And that's the thing. It used to be over at a bar called Shakespeare's,
Oh
but then they
yeah.
moved it to a bar called Poor Choices across the street. So the
Nice.
showrunner has to run across the street and try not to get killed by a car, and calls the
Damn.
name, and then it's it's a rigorous process.
Yeah.
But overall, when you get on, everybody will be like, "Woo!" It's like the
Yeah.
Price is Right, kind of.
Yeah, Tony hypes
But
you
it's
up before you go on for sure.
yeah, and if you do, a lot of people do bad because they don't. I don't know. A lot of people just go up and they get really nervous.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just didn't get nervous.
Yeah. I noticed that.
Yeah, I did when I was before, but like when I was on stage, um, I just felt like it was normal.
Yeah. I feel that, man. And I've seen you like nervous before, like at the Black Midi concert. And I think that was the only time. Maybe you were
Yeah, because I
nervous.
was
It was just
really,
it was yeah.
yeah, I was really like worried about all the people pushing me, and I shouldn't have stood in the front. But yeah, no, that makes sense. I was probably pretty
That was
anxious because I
scary,
didn't.
man. I was looking
Yeah,
for you. I was like, where's my homie Trey?
yeah. That was a fun night though. I don't
So
remember
fun.
hardly any of the songs they played. I know they played most of their new album,
Oh
but
yeah. Yeah. That's such a good band, bro. That's
no,
an underrated band right there.
I think so too. I like them a lot. I think they're one of the best. Their drummer is one of the best and
And we were right in front
best
of him,
around.
dude. Yeah,
Yeah, y'all got to see
100%.
him before the show, right? Or
Yeah,
that was
dude.
somebody. Yeah,
Yeah, we got
that's
to
what I
talk to
thought.
the drummer and the keyboard player who is also unbelievable.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Dude,
Y'all got to see him.
I don't know if you noticed this, but at that concert, the keyboard player, whenever they were soloing, he looked over at the main singer. I forget all their names, but and he it was like in the middle of the set. They had been jamming for a while, and then the keyboard player just starts doing this and like pointing at like the audience. And I look at the audience, and the audience is like an ocean, dude. It's like the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I truly don't remember any of it.
yeah, and like it felt like they were used to it. It was like, oh hey, look, they're doing the ocean came back. Or like when once you
Yeah,
get to like a certain energy, they were like noticing it and they were like, whoa, look, it's a thing. And after that, dude, I started like looking for it in like other places. And then I did an open mic, bro. And
did you really?
yeah, I did an open mic. It went all right. Uh it was crazy, man. It's like you're saying. It's so hard to prepare those 5 minutes to like write them. Like I think the best advice is what you're saying. It's like you gotta jump in there.
Yeah,
That's
just
that's
do
the
it.
best way to do it, bro. Because I actually recorded the set and I went back and I was like watching it because I was like, ah, that was good, that was good. And the whole time, bro, I was going like this
Yeah,
the whole
I guess we
time.
all have our ticks. Me personally, I always grab the microphone like this and try to hide, but um, I guess you just grow out of it a little bit.
But dude, then I
But
started like noticing it in other comedians, like professional comedians, and they do it too. And I was thinking maybe it's like this ocean when like enough attention is given to one place or something. In like comedians, they will start like this energy, you can't even control it. It'll just start moving you. But maybe
yeah,
that's
you
like
just start
nervousness.
swaying. Yeah, it might be.
No,
But
it's the
no, yeah,
swaying.
when you're with a crowd full, and that's happy to see you, it is palpable.
Yeah.
But but I really think that the way I've always tried to do it is if there's a crowd of, I always try to like do a crowd for, or no, I like to do comedy for like a crowd that of anybody. There's like two people, I'll still do the same
Yeah.
set as I do.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Tyler, shut up. Sorry, this dog's throwing me off.
Oh, you're good, man.
Uh, but no, I like to do comedy like that for everyone. And if the crowd like walks out, I like to just keep doing comedy for like the people that I can see. Like
Go ahead, finish your thought. Sorry.
I like to do comedy for like everybody. Like I don't know, just to I like to talk to the crowd until there's like one person left, and I'll still talk to that person, I guess.
Wow. Wow.
But I've never gone long enough to really do that.
What's the
So
longest
maybe in the future, probably
you've
20
gone?
minutes.
Nice,
I think,
man.
yeah, that was at Lake Jackson. Um, I did 20 minutes in Lake Jackson, and I just kind of talked wrestling with these people.
Yeah.
It was a fun time. That was the most fun I'd ever had because I did 10 minutes before and did really good, and then I went
Yeah.
up again on their open mic, and I just kind of riffed with the crowd, and that was the most fun I'd ever had.
Yeah.
I had more fun doing that than I've had doing comedy anywhere else.
Or seeing Black Media.
No, Black Midi was cool. I just wish I could remember more of it. I don't. It was
Why
such
couldn't
a
you remember? It was so chaotic. Is that
because
why?
yeah, there were so many things happening.
There were so many
That's
things happening, dude.
that's the thing about concerts. Like I can remember some of them, but not a lot of them because when I'm
Yeah.
at a concert, I kind of just check out. But
Mm.
I don't know. Like my the I like Beach House a lot. So I kind of remember seeing their shows, but even then, I don't really remember many of their songs. I just remember being there. It's like I don't know. It's weird, but I don't remember hardly any of the songs that Black Midi played because there were so many things happening.
Yo, they played Still and that was the first time I ever heard that song. And oh my God, if you guys don't know that song, go listen to it. It's called Still. It's so good. They played for the
Yeah,
first
that's on the.
that I saw it for the first
Oh, go
time.
ahead.
That was the first time
That
like
was
I've
on
heard
their.
that song.
Yeah, that was on their Hellfire album, right?
Yeah. Such a
Yeah,
crazy
Hellfire was really good.
change. Like you expect
Yeah,
them to be crazy, but then they're just like, okay, here's a like, classical guitar piece that's like kind of crazy.
yeah, they did that a lot on Cavalcade, where they would have
Yeah,
like songs that weren't all that hard, like
right.
Merlinia Deutsch, and
Yeah.
I liked Cavalcade of all of them. The first album was everybody really liked it because it was like really crazy and hard to play the drums too. But the second album was like a real growth for them. And then the third album, I don't remember much of, but I liked it.
Me too, man. Yeah, and I kind of wanted to ask you, I guess I'll just cut to the chase, man. What was like the biggest thing that you kind of have learned? I don't want to say like in your whole career doing comedy, but like in those, then Kill Tony said, was there anything that stood out to you that you like rewatched it on YouTube and were like, oh, this is, or that maybe like, because you're around like the greatest comedians, man, and you're probably going like in the green room and shit and Mitzi's.
Sometimes
That's
I haven't been.
crazy.
I've only been to Mitzi's once, but
I want to go so bad.
the one thing I've learned about comedy is going up and doing the comedy is like 10% of being a successful comic.
10?
Um, a lot of like maybe 20, but
Okay.
if you count writing, everything else is just knowing people and just talking
Holy
to the right
shit.
people, really and truly. I mean, you could be the funniest guy on earth,
Yeah.
but if you don't know the right people, then nobody's gonna know who you are. And
Wow.
there's a lot of comics out there that are like that, that are hilarious on the road, and nobody knows them, but they
Wow.
have to work on the road, because like they don't know the right people, and that's comedy though. You gotta send a lot of emails and Instagram messages and say, hey, do you have any space for me? And that's the beginning.
It is.
Obviously, if you do good on a show like Kill Tony, that opens some doors, but really and truly, at the end of the day, if you're good at 80% of the of like the networking and the content side, and you're bad at the rest, and you're really bad at comedy, you could do well for a while until you get your first Netflix special. Then after that, people will see your first Netflix special and say, I don't get what the hype was because you don't get to edit it. I mean, you do get to edit it, but you don't really get to edit your clips and post them on TikTok. It's all your material right there. And a lot of comics have done really bad, like Matt Rife and Bert Kreischer have done bad
Or
on
Brian
their Netflix
Holtz.
specials.
Holtzman didn't do a
Holtzman,
Netflix
yeah,
special, but this different angle.
he did. Yeah, he did the arena show, but that's
Oh
always been
yeah.
Holtzman.
That's
He's
right. That's a
always
great
been,
point.
yeah,
That's a great
he's
point.
always he's
People have
just
always
never
reacted this
been,
way.
yeah, people he's never been I guess exposed to a large audience like of millions of people. I'm sure a lot of people know who he is, but I don't think
Mm,
millions of people knew him at that point because Kill Tony is like huge, and
yeah.
he's great. I think he's one of the funniest people I know. He's a comic you really have to be there to see, and he's
Yeah.
one of the funniest comics I've seen do comedy, and I like him. I think he's great, but a lot of people get really grossed out by some of the things he says.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting, man. How do you see that like mean side of comedy, man? Like what's your perspective? Because I don't want to sound like a pussy saying this stuff, but it's like, well, I feel like you shouldn't be mean, but like, what's your take on that?
Yeah, oh yeah, there's plenty of mean people in comedy. I understand if you're gonna be mean and you've done something, at least you have, the talent or the numbers to back it up. But what I've noticed from a lot of comics in Houston, a lot of them haven't really done too much and they act like they're better than you. And I think that's really stupid because at the end of the day, nobody's better than anybody.
That's true.
We're all trying to do the same thing. And, there's all these comics in Houston that are all like, ooh, I'm gonna act like I'm better than everybody. You have to be delusional in this business, which is bullshit. All you have to do is be good at talking to people and be funny. And if you're good at
Wow.
being funny and not good at talking to people or associating with people, it's not gonna work. But that's what I've noticed about the city of Houston. A lot of comics will get shows in the city, or they'll like open for other comics and they'll act like they're better than everybody, and they'll call everybody open micers that they think is beneath them. And I think it's really stupid because at the end of the day, we're all open micers. And, you know, just because someone has a hard time talking to other people or trying to like network doesn't mean that they're not as good as you are at comedy, or they're that they're not as funny as you are. And I think it's stupid. A lot of people just don't have time. They have like families and stuff that they have to take care of, and they can't go and do comedy all the time. And then to come there and have some catty female comic come up and tell you that she thinks she's better than you in Houston when she hasn't really, when nobody knows who she is. It's really frustrating. And I see that a lot in the city. I see a lot of catty people who think, oh, they got on a show, they're gonna just be dicks to everybody and come in and bump in front of people and and I don't know. It's just frustrating. And they bring all their friends with them and demand you put them on the show. It's really frustrating. And all the while in Houston, it's an open mic with like three people in the crowd, but they kind of just walk in and demand preferential treatment. I think it's really stupid.
Yeah. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, it is. It's really a difficult road. It's gonna
It
take for a
is.
while, but at the end of the day, if you're funny enough, and it all works out.
And
You just got to know how to talk to people.
and here's something interesting, man. We're coming into a new times. Like comedy used to not be all about being able to write Instagram DMs and
Yeah,
that kind of things. And that I feel like that changed so fast. But then again, I don't know, it kind of makes sense that things are changing way faster than any other time
yeah.
and
Social
bigger.
media has changed everything. Yeah, no doubt.
And then we have a bigger change coming, which is already changing, which is AI.
Yeah, that's scary.
But
But
at the yeah, it kind of
what
makes
can we do?
sense. Yeah, you start thinking about comedy like being all about connections and being able to talk with people, and you start thinking like, okay, well, what about the joke writing? Maybe AI can now take that part of, maybe not now, but maybe in a little bit, it will be able to actually write funny jokes. I don't know.
I'd imagine. Yeah, I mean, somebody did a whole AI special
Oh
of George
yeah,
Carlin from the grave. So I think
yeah,
it's already there. I just think that
that's
people will
true.
understand what is and isn't AI, and it won't be. It'll be tough to, but maybe they won't. I don't know. It's scary to think about, but
Yeah.
yeah,
It's interesting to think about if you do like one person, let's say you have the joke from art that ChatGPT gave you. If you give it to one person who's an actual comedian, they will kill with it. But if you give it to
right.
someone who it has never done comedy before, they'll do terrible. Maybe.
Yeah, probably. I mean, there's certain aspects about comedy that you got to be a professional to do, and it's not anybody could just go up and say funny things because if you say it anything funny, I mean, it's all depending on your delivery and your timing and your pauses and everything. There's so much little stuff. So
You have to get in the, what do you call it? The swing.
yeah, you just gotta do that. But no, you just gotta keep practicing. Honestly, just practice every
Ah,
day.
yeah. Do as many open mics as you can. Do you have any
Yeah.
advice for writing material?
Um, just spend as much time as you can on it. Honestly, for me, I'm always thinking, I'm trying to think of stuff. But yeah, just always be on the lookout, I guess. I
Interesting,
guess
right.
find humor in everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, that's good, man. Like use the things that you hate about, like the things that you say are stopping you from being a funny person to be funny, maybe.
Right. Yeah.
Did you ever have a moment in your stand-up where you just completely forgot your whole set and had to like improvise and or something like that, like where people
Once.
didn't laugh? One time, okay.
Yeah, a couple of times, actually. Um, yeah, I've forgotten my set before. One time I took like a 3 week break from comedy and I went up on this corporate show and well, it wasn't really a corporate show. It was just this dude doing a show for all his employees. And there was like five people and I forgot. So I had to look at my phone and I've never had to look at my phone
Oh
before.
yeah.
But it was yeah, it was bad. But couple of times I've bombed more times than I can count. But but yeah, a couple of times just those two. come to mind though.
And do you think there's just as much like value to you bombing than to the sets you're really good at? Like, do you learn a lot of things from your bombing? Like, oh, this is why I bombed, and this is what I won't do next time, and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. I've learned a lot, and I've kind of been able to um, differentiate why I've bombed and why I haven't, and how to clean things up. So it's been good. It's been a good learning experience.
Yeah. Wow, man. I guess I'll finish this with one last question, even though it's been such a great podcast, man. I will
Thank you.
finish it with who are your most influential comedians? And we've been talking about this kind of all night. And I kind of want to say one name that's been like on the tip of my tongue the whole podcast, bro. I've recently been getting a lot into Harland Williams, dude. From
Yeah, he's
I saw
great.
him on Kill Tony. I went to go see him in person. Amazing set. Fell in love with him immediately.
He'd definitely be one. Harlan, William
Oh yeah.
Montgomery, Zach Galifianakis,
Montgomery, yeah.
Kaufman. Yeah, all
Who
those
was
types
that
of
third one?
comics I like a lot. Andy Kaufman.
Andy
I
Kaufman,
also
yeah.
like Bill Burr, and
Bill Burr,
I like
fantastic.
Maria Bamford, and
Okay.
yeah, just all those types of guys. So they're kind of crazy.
Nice. Now we have some homework to do and
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
some open mics and some good moving connections and stuff, man, getting in the swing.
Yeah, yeah. Just hit up as many as you can. You know,
Yeah.
just find a place to do it. Is what I'd say.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Well, Trey Campbell, thank you. I almost called you Trey Montgomery. I'm not even joking. Thank you so
Appreciate it.
thank you so much, man, for being on the podcast. Where can people find
Yeah,
you?
no worries.
Is there anything you want to plug? Any shows, anything?
Just my Instagram is what I'm at usually. It's Juggalo underscore Trey 23 if you want to follow me.
Oh, and
Follow me there.
I'm sorry to interrupt the plug, but you recently got hacked, right? Like your account got hacked, right?
Yeah, my other account got hacked. That is correct. The
Yeah.
worst.
They started
But
DMing
don't
me and I
follow
was
that
like,
one.
bro,
Yeah,
no, they got Trey.
yeah, they got me.
Yeah.
So
But dude, your new
don't follow
account
that one.
is beautiful. You got so many cool people
Yeah,
following you, man. Looks great. Good
I'm
stuff.
happy. I've rebuilt it. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's where you can follow me.
Good stuff, man. Awesome. And all of that will be in the description so you can find the man Trey.
Appreciate it, man.
Of
Well,
course,
it's
man.
been good. It's been good to catch up. I appreciate you having me on. Thank you for having me.
Of course, brother. Hare Krishna.